Hey, it's Robot here, Vespa Motorsport here in San Diego, scooterwest.com. I'm going to go over quickly where the battery is located on any of your modern or vintage Vespas. Starting in 2005, the GT200, which is the first large frame Vespa, they put the battery right in the center mat, and it's held by 4 screws, either standard Phillips screws with a number 2 Phillips driver will remove the 4 screws, or anything that's 2010 and newer is going to have Torx fasteners, and you can use a T25 Torx fastener. And underneath this cover, you have 2 battery terminals, obviously, positive, negative. They've changed the arrangement of how the battery wires are. Some of the early ones had a very long positive lead, and you would want to route the positive lead towards the negative and then back towards the positive lead. Fortunately, on any of the newer scooters, they've kind of gotten the correct lengths and much better terminals. If you want to remove the strap, it's either a number 3 Phillips or a T30 fastener, and it's important that you have the strap in place. I've seen many instances where the strap is missing. It's not a good idea because it causes the battery terminals to wiggle loose. Starting in 2014, the Vespa Primavera and Sprint came out, patterned after the 2013 946 style. Much like the GTS GT200 large automatic scooter range, they have an identical setup. 4 screws to hold the center mat. They've always been T25s, Torx. And underneath the mat houses a 7 amp hour, a little bit smaller battery than what's found on the GTS. And again, 2 terminals. You're going to need a T30 Torx driver to remove the strap, 2 Phillips screws to replace the battery. Starting in 1996, when the Vespa ET4 and ET2 came out, all the way up until 2010, when they discontinued the Vespa LX and S150, 125 range, the batteries was located underneath the seat on these automatic scooters. So you go ahead and pop the seat with a key, and with a single Phillips screw that retains the battery cover. You can also see a notch was added for the battery tender maintainer leads, and underneath this cover is the batteries located. This model, I think, is a 2011 fuel injected LXV. You want to make sure your battery terminals are tight. It's just something you want to check anytime you go underneath there. As you can see, the positive one was a little bit loose. And depending on the engine size and year, they've used different batteries that are always located underneath this cover right in front of the gas filler. Most vintage Vespas prior to the late 70s didn't have a battery, depending on what market they were manufactured for. Oftentimes, if they had turn signals, many of the markets, with the exception of the PXs and outside markets, they had a battery in there. And the battery goes back all the way to the 50s. They've used batteries. They've always been located underneath a left-hand cowl. On some Vespas, there's going to be a small access door in the cowl, as the cowl's not removable, such as on the Vespa GS, Sprint. The larger scooters, large frame scooters that do have a removable cowl, such as the PX series, the PX 125, Rally, Super Sport, they all have a removable cowl. And there's a single hook that removes the cowl, lift the cowl off, and there's your battery. One thing to keep in mind, especially on the PXs and some of the other 70s bikes, they use a rubber strap that retains the battery. It tends to want to rot, and there's 2 different sizes of that battery strap, and we have those available at all times. So that was just a quick overview where the battery is located on your Vespa, if you're uninformed of where it is. Look in the description of this video, and I'll have a little table of what size batteries the various Vespas use. They've used quite a few different sizes of batteries, especially on the Vespa GT and GTS range. There's been 3 different battery sizes based on the year. Same with the LX, even though they're the same, they've had different batteries based on the year. So if you're new to Vespas and stumble across this video trying to find where your battery is located, and you're looking to maintain your Vespa or install accessories on your scooter, I suggest subscribing to our YouTube channel. We have several hundred videos on maintaining, accessorizing, rides, all sorts of fun stuff on Vespas. Follow us on Instagram, Vespa Motorsport. scooterwest.com is our website for any of these, if you're looking to buy a battery or any other part for your Vespa. Until next time, Robot here.